I know.
You'd have to leave like almost right now.
I'm also traveling.
Yeah.
Don't you see this is the car? I'm sitting in the car right now. Only
I
thing is
just don't. I don't want you to be late for the event.
no, I'm sitting in the car. Only thing is all the building, everything is coming with me. They also want to come to the Rath Yatra. All the buildings surrounding, everything is accompanying me.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And I'm just sitting in the car right now. You can't feel it?
No, I can feel it.
I can feel it. Yeah, we are just going to start in another 15-20 minutes.
15?
Yeah, around 15-20 minutes.
Okay, then.
Okay, so Ariful, all of you can also join so that you can see the text. There is a group also called Boston New Vrindavan Group. Have you ever seen that group? No, I was not. But have you seen a group? Yeah. Ashish Paji? Yeah, there is some group name called Boston New Vrindavan. Yeah, I have. You've seen sometime? Yeah. You also know this group? Yes. There is Boston New Vrindavan Group. You have ever seen this group in your life? I have to part of it. You are part of the group? Okay, fine. That's nice. So just don't join the audio. Don't join the audio, otherwise sound will come. So just disconnect the audio. Okay. Om Gyante Mirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunjatam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachada Deshatari जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे Somebody you have not joined. You can open that. Text 7. Teta vibhutim yogam cha mama yo veti tatpataha so vikalpena yogena yujyate natra samshayaha. Can you read the translation?
One who is factually convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mind engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this there is no doubt.
You can repeat. You can read the.
Purport. The highest summit of spiritual perfection is knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Unless one is firmly convinced of the different opulences of the Supreme Lord, he cannot engage in devotional service. Generally, people know that God is great, but they do not know in detail how God is great. Here are the details. If one knows factually how great is God, then naturally he becomes a surrendered soul and engages himself in the devotional service of the Lord. When one factually knows of the opulences of the Supreme, there is no alternative but to surrender to him. This factual knowledge can be known from the descriptions of the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita in similar literatures.
Yeah. This is very nice verse because this verse, see, this is chapter is called Vibhuti Yoga. Vibhuti Yoga means what? Where you understand how this material world, spiritual world, everything is actually nothing but opulence of the Supreme Lord. Especially while we are living in this world, we may see different kinds of opulences. Like you see gigantic mountains, you see big oceans, you see sunlight, sun, moon, big universes you can find. So And you can find some extraordinary power, extraordinary beauty, and so much like that you can find opulences in this world, right? So all these opulences actually is nothing but it is all coming from the Lord. It's all the spark or the splendor of the Supreme Lord. So this one should be able to see. Because when you see that, then automatically you will have remembrance of the Supreme Creator. So problem what happens is we somehow not able to see the connection with the Supreme Lord, and that's called Maya. That is what in Chatushloki Bhagavatam also it says that when one get disconnected, one doesn't understand the connection, how this entire material universe is actually connected to the Lord. When the connection is lost, that is actually called Maya. So that's what he says, one who is factually convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mind engages in unalloyed devotional service, of this there is no doubt. The highest summit of spiritual perfection is knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Unless one is firmly convinced of the different opulences of the Supreme Lord, he cannot engage in devotional service. So that's why the greatness of the Lord has to be understood. Otherwise, one will be like Sahajya, he'll take it cheaply. Sometimes people directly want to jump to the pastime of the Lord without understanding the opulences of the Lord, the greatness of the Lord. So then one may take Lord cheaply. Generally, people know that God is great, but they do not know in detail how God is great. Here are the details. If one knows factually how God is great, then naturally he becomes a surrendered soul and engages himself in the devotional service of the Lord. Another thing is interesting thing to think about is sometimes Krishna remains a concept for us. We may say Krishna, we may speak in lecture also Krishna, surrender to Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. But sometimes we don't see Krishna as the Supreme Personality who is, actually all pervading and whose opulences only are manifesting here in this world, like that. So the pure devotee of the Lord factually, sees everything in connection with the Lord. Like, for example, I'll give you this mobile. Now, when you take this mobile, it is not a theoretical concept for you that, this is Rahul Gupta's mobile. You know that this mobile is mine, correct, no? Then will you just use my mobile any way you want to use? No. What will you do? Yeah, or maybe you can ask me, how can I use it properly, right? So this is the meaning of a devotee. So devotee will engage only in devotional service of Lord. So now because you have, I'm not Lord, but I'm the same. So suppose your father gives a mobile, no? Very heavy, I think. But suppose your father gives, and you are a devotee of your father, let's say, Sumit Prabhu, he gives his mobile to you. So if you are his devotee, then what will you do? You'll use the mobile for his service. Correct? No, that's called devotional service to Sumit. So you will ask him, Prabhu, how should I use this mobile? And then he'll say, Prabhu, this way you can do it. Not like that you start calling, for co-op and this and that on your own. Because you may do it in Sumit Prabhu is happy with that. That's fine. But you will do it as per Sumit Prabhu's desire. Yes or no? What do you think, Kaushik? Correct. So that means you are a devotee of Sumit Prabhu then. Yes. So when you understand this, whatever the mobile, the opulence, it actually belongs to Sumit Prabhu. You see the connection. Then what happens? As soon as you see the mobile, immediately think of Sumit Prabhu. And you think of how can I use this mobile in Sumit Prabhu's service. That's why you are a pure devotee of Sumit Prabhu. I am a devotee of Sumit Prabhu. So like that, Supreme Lord. You understand? So we have to, so then such a person will worship the Supreme Lord, in an unalloyed way. Because he will see everything, all opulences, everything in connection with the Supreme Lord. So that's what he's saying. One factually know, not just conceptually. Sometimes we theoretically know, conceptually know. So how to understand somebody is really able to understand Lord not just as a concept, but also as a Supreme Personality of God in a factual way. His bhajan will be very intense, and his bhajan will be live. It won't be some kind of mechanical, it becomes very lively. And there's a difference between many times the ordinary sadhakas and pure devotees. And the pure devotee, like today Radha was saying, the pure devotee of the Lord, they desperately call out the Lord. For them, Lord is not a concept. So many times for us, we don't want Govinda. We want money, we want job, we want co-op, we want some woman of this world, because you're thinking of, okay, whom should I get married and all that, whom should one person get married and all that, we may be thinking, or we may be thinking, how can I have my green card done here? How can I settle here? So many varieties of things we want. It's nothing but some appliances, no, of the Lord. We want that. But we don't see much about, we don't think about Krishna much. So we are, even if there is a Krishna, and I see that Krishna, appears like that he is God, scriptures are telling, so we have some faith. Then for us, what is more important is to have those other things in life than Krishna. Because yet that conviction is not there, that actually all these appearances are Krishna's only. And Krishna is the real object of my love and service, and that only will make me happy. That conviction is not there. So then what happens? We want so many things of this world, and actually we are not truly able to see that connection. Correct. Now, like you have no desire to, meddle with the mobile when you see that it is directly belongs to me, right? So you'll immediately ask, oh, how can I use this mobile for? For what purpose you want? Any sane person will do that. Correct? So if you have some respect for me, you'll do it, right now. Same way, a devotee of the Lord, because he not just theoretically or conceptually, but he factually understands how everything belongs to Krishna. And if everything belongs to Krishna, actually, if I please him, then that's the best interest of me also. Because if I please the person who belongs, like say, temple president is there. Now, if you take his permission, if you satisfy him, then you're happily you can leave him. But you go and fight with him, go and give a gali to him and come back. It will be too much, right? Of course, I mean, nobody will do in devotional service, but I'm saying any place you say, for example, this temple, let's say some other place, no? You go and pick up a quarrel and speak some slang words to that person and come back. You're not able to stay there. Correct? You cannot just make a fight with Trump here and then stay in America. You cannot. You know? Can you go and Trump and slap him and say, no, I'm going? You cannot. He will kick you out. Correct or not? So you will actually respect him and you will try to abide by what laws and everything. We do that. Out of fear we do. We don't have genuine respect, but because we want to stay here, we do it. Correct? No? But what point I'm trying to make is, Prabhu, that factually when we understand that how God is great, and how everything is, actually nothing but belongs to Krishna. When then we have that understanding, then we will actually surrender to the Lord. And we just don't see God just as a great personality. We also understand eventually that how God is a very sweet person. And that makes him truly great also. The greatness of the Lord is not just because he is the possessor of all opulences, but he also is very attractive by his qualities also. He has supreme qualities as well of love, of compassion, of having so much of affection for his devotees. So that's what Bhagavatam reveals. Bhagavatam reveals the supreme position of the Lord as a supreme personality. It's called Parama but he's also Akhila Rasamrita Murti. He's also a possessor of so many rasas. He's also Akhila Rasamrita Murti. That means by connecting to him, your life gets filled with so much of rasa. That means happiness and so much of reciprocation of love happens when you connect to him. So he's a very sweet person also. So Parama is how he is the great person, and Samrit Murti means how he is a sweet personality, both. Naturally, he becomes surrendered soul and engages in devotion service to the Lord. When one factually knows the opulences of the Supreme, there is no alternative but to surrender to him. This factual knowledge can be known from the description of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and similar literature. In the administration of this universe, there are many demigods distributed throughout the planetary system, and the chief of them are Brahma, Lord Shiva, and four great Kumaras, and other patriarchs. There are many forefathers of population of the universe, and all of them are born of Supreme Lord Krishna. The Supreme Personality Godhead Krishna, the original father of all forefathers. These are some of the opulences of the Supreme Lord. So he is Bapanubap. He is the Supreme Lord of, or is the father of all the living beings, including Lord Brahma also. And when one is firmly convinced of them, he accepts Krishna with great faith and without any doubt. And he engages in devotional service, right? So you understand he is the Supreme. So you want to worship him only. You know that story, that one person wanted to serve the greatest. So he goes to his village, what is it, Pradhanji. Pradhanji, but then he saw Pradhanji also is respecting some person who has come from state ministry. So why should I somebody like that? Then he told, okay, so there's some greater person. Then he says, of course, this person I have paid tax and all. Then he goes there and then he says, no, actually I'm not the greatest. No, there is a some kind of king is there of this province. And then he goes to that king and then says, no, actually I'm a small king. There is a king of the emperor of the world. So I also depend on him. Any fight happens, anything happens, I have to take his shelter. Then he goes to the emperor. Then emperor says, okay, wait, emperor is somewhere busy, he'll come back after. I was waiting. Then he asked Emperor, where you were? I was waiting for long time. He said, no, I was in my puja room. What you were doing? I was praying and I was taking shelter. You also take shelter, you also pray. Yeah, there is Supreme Lord. That's why then he becomes a devotee of the God. Because searching for who is the greatest. Then you understand the greatest is the Supreme Lord. And that's how he becomes a devotee of God. Correct, no? So we are also trying to search, service of someone in this way. Because we think that way we will have some kind of happiness and shelter, because let's say you serve in a company, you get a job, then you have money, then you can have your bread and butter. So you think that, okay, that person is my maintenance, because the person who is employer, he will give money and that, so that I will maintain. Correct, no? But when somebody understands that how Supreme Lord is Supreme Controller, he is the possessor of all appliances. He is the controller of your destiny, everything. So such a person who is in factual knowledge of this will actually surrender to Krishna. How will you forget surrendering to Krishna? So all our anxieties are because of not having the conviction that Supreme Lord is the possessor of all appliances. He is the controller of my destiny. He is the controller of all the situations of my life. So if that conviction is not there, then we are slack in our devotional service. So they're saying there are some of the opposites of the Lord. And when he's firmly convinced of them, he accepts Krishna with great faith and without any doubt and engages in devotional service. All this particular knowledge is required in order to increase one's interest in the loving devotional service of the Lord. One should not neglect to understand fully how great Krishna is. But by knowing the greatness of Krishna, when we are able to fix in sincere devotional service. That's why reading Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam is vital, because more you understand the greatness of the Lord, the more you like to respect him. And through respect, when you begin devotional service, then gradually it will tend to love, because you are able to see Krishna's heart, Krishna's qualities. And that's how you will able to become more and more lover of Krishna, like that. But in the beginning, respect is required at least. Then you will take it cheaply. And then respect is obviously there if we understand factually Krishna's greatness. And we just don't see Krishna as some kind of theoretical concept, but also we factually understand through reading Gita, Bhagavatam, and develop our conviction that all opulence in this world, whatever you see, is all nothing but Krishna, Krishna's opulences, like that. So everything should remind us of Krishna. As soon as you see sun and moon, you should immediately think, oh, this sun is not the eyes of the Lord. As soon as you see so many living entities, then you can see, oh, you is a part of parcel of Krishna. And the Lord is there in the heart of them also, super. So that kind of vision should develop gradually. And that vision will develop how more and more when you read, meditate, contemplate, and share, then you'll be able to see things like that. Just like if you associate with a very lusty person, then if you see some woman, then you will see with a lusty vision. Correct? What happens? You see some people talk very bad about women and all. They're lusty fellows. They'll talk something, the girlfriend, boyfriend, all these talk. Then you also, when you go in the world and you'll see all the lusty, or you see a very bad movie or something, then your vision is polluted. Correct? But when you see some kind of very nice, story, you think about how, our Shivaji Maharaj, he told that possible, you are only my mother, and then you see, Haridas Thakur's purity, and when you see how the great devotees are worshipping, the Lord, and how they have the vision of seeing every woman as mother. When you hear this knowledge, when you associate with such kind of devotees of pure vision, then you see when you also come out, you also see how all women are big mothers. They're also gopis of Krishna, like that. The vision is changed. So how vision is changed? By association. So if you associate with pure devotees, associate with Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, then our vision will be perfect. Then we will not see with our charma chaksha, of everything with the desire to enjoy, disconnected from Krishna. When you associate with Gita, Bhagavatam, devotees, then we'll see everything belongs to Krishna, and then we'll engage in devotional service. Right? So vision changes. So actually, we sometimes don't take out time to associate with devotees. In America, the bad association is so much. People have become so degraded. So their vision has become very, very materialistic. So we have to know that it affects our mind, it affects our consciousness. No? So they're living in this kind of bad association. The काजल की कोठरी में जाएगा तो काली लग जाती है. They say that if you are staying in the room of kajal, then you will get some kind of blackness also. So, but how can you still remain safe? No, if you are in kajal kothri, then still you should have your own insulation. What is that insulation? Association of devotees. Padmapatra, Imamasa, like a lotus in the pool of dirty water. For that, we need an association of devotees association of Gita, Bhagavatam, we have to be very much absorbed in that. And then our vision will be proper. Otherwise, our vision will be faulty. And then we'll have lusty, angry, greedy vision on. And then we will heading on towards material thing, materialistic thing. But if you associate with Gita, Bhagavatam, devotee, then what happens? Then we're heading towards Krishna, want to go back to Godhead. Right? But otherwise, you see, I have seen people, like so passionate. I want that girl. He's doing this. That only important. He is my property. Like that, this sort of thing. I remember one person in my first year of engineering. So he was fighting with somebody. I think some triangular kind of thing must be there. I don't know. But he was telling that, I was, she's my property. Like that, she was like fighting. I was thinking, my Lord, Krishna is your property. Krishna is telling, I am ready to become your property. But he has no interest in Krishna. He is wanting some woman of this world. See how people become so blinded and they're beginning that as a goal. Right? But actually, we need Krishna. We can't see things beyond all these temporary, illusory presentations of Maya. So Maya just throws all these illusory objects, which attract in the name of that they are going to give us pleasure. But jivas are foolishly trapped by that and simply just dancing on the tunes of Maya. But one should carefully understand why should I dance the tune of Maya? Simply fleeting pleasure. Nobody in this world has become happy in affairs of this world. Nobody. Tell me one person who has told, yeah. The end result was that he became completely satisfied and he became liberated. No. Bhagavatam talks about Purava. After thousands of years of trying to enjoy with Devyani, he was completely frustrated. And then he got realization that, why wasting my life? I mean, sorry, Urvashi. Yeah. Purava, Urvashi. So same thing with, Devyani or Jayati Maharaj and Devyani. Same thing. He also got frustrated. So nobody in this world has that. Same thing with money also. Even Hiranyakashipu had he became Trilokanath. He became like emperor of everything was his. All appliances he got under his control. All demigods under his control. Still he was not satisfied. Bhagavatam says there's one who says he was not satisfied. You see. So big fellows have not satisfied. Big fellows came like Napoleon, Hitler came, ruled over the world, tortured so many people, tried to boss on everyone, but they never got happy. So nobody has become happy in this world by Dhanam Janam Sudhi. By possessing wealth, by possessing women, by possessing fame. Nobody has become happy. How can you become happy? So this is our, foolish pride that, we get illusions by that. So only saving grace is when you have proper association. You don't associate, you're only associating with people, then only you think of job. Chanting also thinking about job. How job and when will I get job till December? All that. So that only mind will go up. It is natural. Because that's what you're associating with. We have no understanding. Krishna is the controller of Rama. And this life is simply a small spark. It will just pass, the passing phase. Our goal is great. We want to go back to God and Krishna. These things are have no significance on something. Our destiny is already predestined. Things are prearranged. We don't have to slog with the mentality of mentality of an ass, thinking that I have to work so hard that I can get that one. The grass is already arranged. You don't have to worry too much about it. You may have to sometimes work hard because of your job situation. You have to endeavor. You may do that as a part of your duty, but the devotee should not take so much anxiety about it. Devotee should know that Krishna will maintain. And he will have some time for his devotional service. He should keep up some time for associating with Gita, Bhagavatam, sadhus, and have a regular focused sadhana. Because this world is very deluding. It covers us. It's like you leave this room, it will get dirty. Correct? Or you are going in the car, it's raining, then it becomes completely watery. So constant remover is required, right? Constant cleaning is required. Same way in this world, also our vision gets covered again. So we have to keep forming our vision by associating with Guru Sadhu Shastra. So okay, I'll pause here. If anybody has reflection, can reflect and prove. We can go there, take the mobile, keep hearing, and go this cap pack Prashadam 5 office. In the kitchen, go. To go box. Five parts. To go box. We are not in to go box.
I know the two, but to carry by
pack, no, then we will not carry. Okay. Carrying is not a big thing. Just pack. You take the mobile, no? अरे वो दे दो उसमें आवाज चलता रहेगा ये आवाज चालू है yes any reflection anybody has and pack your things also to go in any reflection yeah I think we should pack now you start packing both of you go out you also put your mobile and keep hearing and you pack any reflection Kaushik Ashish you want to say anything
we should see everything with the devotional service. Like if we see mountains, if we see good infrastructure, we should use that in the service of God. Like we should think like how we should use to please God.
everything belongs to Krishna
Because everything belongs to Krishna. And if
ग्राउंड फ्लोर में तिलक पे कहीं
yeah Arvind bro bolo
और मेरे कार में है हरि बोल हरे कृष्णा प्रभु
yes
हरे कृष्णा so Moksha Prabhu is waiting
I know
I was
we are
not sure
we are going in 2 minutes yeah very good.
okay
we'll,
Yeah. Any other point? Yes, you go ahead. Pack your things. Anybody else? Virat Prabhu, Srinivasan Prabhu, or Poonam Mataji. Acha, Virat Prabhu has left.
हरि बोल yes Prabhu
गलती से आपको पार किया. Yes, Prabhu. Anybody?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So what I learned, thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this nice class. Like what I learned is that like we are like getting illusioned by the attractiveness of the opulences in this world and trying to chase after the mirage actually and getting deceived. So if we on the other side, if we try to think that whatever we see, the opulences of this world is just connected with Krishna and develop the relationship with Krishna, that will that we will not fall prey for that actually illusion. Whatever the opulences that we see is just a fraction of the Krishna's opulence actually.
Yes.
And those things will not make us happy.
Correct.
Yes.
So, Prabhu, one thing is that our action, we have to be in a way that our intention to develop relationship with Krishna is achieved. So that's why the external action is very vital. Because that way we will get some time, for cultivating our relationship with Krishna. That's the reason we have this our regular association with devotees and Gita, Bhagavatam and chanting. Because more degree we are fixed in that, to that degree we have chance to, keep that vision very clear. Otherwise, the nature of the world is Maya covers. Even Bhagavatam says even stalwarts also have retreated from this path, and they have honestly delayed. Like Bharat Maharaj was such an advanced stage, but even he got, bit distracted for some lifetime, 2 lifetimes. You can see that.
What is it you call the Maya driven?
Sorry?
What is it you call? Like you said Maya something.
Retreat. Even great stalwarts also have got retreat from this path.
Okay.
Path. Now, when great stalwarts also. Bhagavatam says first canto.
Yes.
So that's why even Bharat Maharaj, Bharat Maharaj, if you read the first canto, he says that he was having tears in the eyes, worshipping the Lord. He was such an advanced stage. He
Yes.
had no material desires, but still you see how he was distracted for some time. See that?
Yes,
This is how Maya is very deceiving. And she doesn't loses an opportunity. So that means what? We have to be very alert in our program of going back to God. We have to know all my roles are secondary in this world. My first role is to go back to God. That fixity has to be there, and for that we need to be a bit fanatic about our spiritual development. We don't have to be fanatic in our behavior, but we have to be fanatic internally. And naturally we have to be find ourselves working for it very desperately. That's very important. We cannot give excuse to anybody because our excuses are for our own loss only.
Okay.
We have to, and nobody can help us. We only have to be serious. Because we can go back to Godhead by only our desire, our desperation. So it has to come in that way. I mean, it has to come that way actually.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Purnamati, you want to say something?
The same thing that we should know the God is great and his opulences is more great. If we know the opulences of God, then we can surrender in, and we require that devotional. We cannot do the devotional service if we cannot surrender the God. And we have the good association, read the Bhagavatam and Gita, so we can increase our bhakti. So our main goal is should be that go back to Godhead.
Shall pause here. I need to leave for Rath Yatra. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki
Hare
jai.
Krishna.
Gaur Bhakti Janata.